You know the differences between me and you? I bleed red. You bleed green. What you been building for us?
Good evening, everyone. This is the Solution Podcast, and tonight I'm all by myself, and that's because I wanted to give an explanation on why I'm doing the Solution Podcast. Number one, and basically what's the rhyme and reason behind it, and all of that. And I want to give you a little insight on my theories, my point of view, and how I came to that, how I came to the conclusion of my point of view. So first, I want to go into what seems to be on a lot of people's mind is how I come to the conclusion that Black women are under a spell. All right, well, first, before I go into that, let me just explain why I'm doing the Solution Podcast. I said this on my very first podcast, the one that's on SoundCloud, and I didn't, so a lot of people must have missed that one. Basically, I'm trying to reach out and find like-minded individuals that we can link up and probably, put something together and come up with some solutions so the next generation and the generation after them won't have to fall in some of the, in some of the holes that we fell into. And they might be better off than we were. See, because we tend to pass down ignorance from one generation to the next generation. And the next generation always got to figure it out for themselves. And that's because the current generation is only thinking about the current generation. We're not thinking down the road. So I'm kind of leaving this podcast. So hopefully, children that are yet to be born could possibly, catch this somehow. I don't know. It's in cyberspace. So, maybe they'll catch it somehow, and then boom, they'll understand the problems that we have in now, and maybe they can have a better diagnosis to the problems in the future. Because like I said before, the dynamic between the white race and the black race has continued to remain the same. And that is mainly because the black race is not doing anything to change it. We have the same problems, the same issues our forefathers had. And it's time that we put the brakes on it and create a better future for future generations. Now, that's why I'm doing the Solution Podcast, because I'm trying to come up with the solution. And more people should be involved, and not necessarily with my podcast, but just on their own finding a solution for our problems. Now, one problem we have is that we don't recognize that there is a problem. A lot of us. This ties into why I think the black woman is under a spell. Now, here's what it is. The black woman is under the spell of white supremacy and colonialism, and the black man is under the black woman's spell. You see, so it's a domino effect. Now, this is how I come to that conclusion. Because as a people, we aren't moving forward mentally and we're declining morally and spiritually. Now, all you have to do is look at our women, and you can see it's very prevalent in them more so than men. Now, here's why the black man is under her spell. Is because everything we do is ultimately to get her or to be in her good graces or to get her attention. And if you're not thinking about her constantly, then you ain't getting her attention. And if you ain't getting her attention, then you don't, quote unquote, feel like a man. Now, the black woman has bought into the westernized way of thinking. She's not Native American. She's not African. She is just American. She bought into it, hook, line, and sinker. And the first indication is how she does her hair, right? She does her hair in a European type of way, and she's not thinking about our plight. I'm talking about overall. I know it's individual women who are definitely down for the cause, but overall, it's like I said, it's a domino effect. I'm sorry. That's like a domino effect. And the way she thinks gears how men think, and the adults gear how the children think. So this is why this is a perpetual thing that keeps going generation after generation after generation, where we're not thinking about our lineage. We're not thinking down the road 100 years, 150 years, 200 years. We thinking about right now. Now, when I say she's under a spell, I'm not necessarily blaming. It's not a blame game type of thing. This is what it is. My prime objective was to show her mistakes and then try to correct them, right? But, a lot of women take offense to what I say. And besides, that's pointless anyway. Men have to now step up and get from under her spell and do what you have to do. Our prime objective is to get her attention, and that's not working for us. Men have to start thinking that it's bigger than her. You know what I'm saying? I know it's a sexual need that we have in our makeup. It's innate in us that we have to chase. That's why so many men are adulterers or whatever, and they can't keep it in their pants. They can't keep it locked up. You know what I mean? It's a need to go out there and be and conquer as many women as possible. But that's one thing that contributes to our downfall too, because in essence, we're giving them the power. See, we're giving them control of us because we want something they have. And ultimately, it led to our downfall because her mind isn't focused on that. Her mind is focused on white colonialism, being what she's not. She dressed like the white woman. She tries to talk like the white woman. She wears her hair like the white woman. And she's not even raised. Here's an example. She moves out to the suburbs. She puts her kids in white schools. And she thinks that's helping the child. Now, I can go back to my childhood because that's exactly what happened to me. And that didn't help me one bit. And it did more harm than good. So it's something that we're not spending enough time about. We're not spending enough time thinking about. And we're going to we're going to continue to fall down these rabbit holes if we're not looking out, if we're not looking where we're going. Now, the solution is, again, I have to say, the men, we have to break the spell that she has us under. We have to break that spell. Okay? Because if we don't, then we're lost. Because now a lot of men will say, I ain't under no women's spell, or this is, but you can prove it by how we spend our money, what we spend our money on, what we try to do in our day to day. We try to be sharp. See, women like to look good. Women are caught up in their vanity, right? So when you look at the brothers, that's what the brothers, everything that women like, that's what we concentrate on. So yeah, we got to show them we got money. We got to show them. You can't just have money in the tuck. You got to show them, hey, I got bread. So that means buying Gucci. That means buying a Benz. That means buying a house out in the suburbs or renting a condo somewhere. So a man does all of this. Say, yo, I got bread. Deal with me. I got money. I got what you need, baby. And he's doing that. And he's taking the resource, which is the money, and giving it to the enemy for her. So, yeah, think about that. That's what we do as a community. She wants the Gucci. She wants the suburban house. She wants that lifestyle. But why? Why? And billions and billions of dollars are spent on hair, nails, and feet. Why? For what? Now you ask a woman, why do you care so much about her? And they are Bible thumping Christians, right? And vanity is one of the 7 sins. But there they go in that mirror, and they swear they look good. And look, I'm gonna let you women on a little secret. Either you cute or you not. The weave ain't really helping. In some cases, the makeup helps, but it gotta come off sooner or later. So it's just a mask. It's just a disguise. Unless you try to get wham bammed at the club. But he gonna see you in the morning. So it's like, yo, you might as well show a dude who you really are. Yeah, I'm all for, grooming yourself. Get your eyebrows done. But all you need is some lip gloss, some earrings maybe. And your hair could be natural, but just done. It ain't gotta be wild and crazy and you gotta look unkept. No, do your real hair. It saves you a lot of money and it saves you a lot of time. But again, what's compelling Black women to buy the hair weave and painting their face on every day? What's the driving force? Because you have melanated skin. You don't really need makeup. You got beautiful chocolate. Some of you caramel. Some of you high yellow. Y'all look good. What's compelling? You got to be in the mirror all the time. I don't get it. Who you doing it for? Who you wearing the weaves for? And if a woman could honestly tell me what you're doing it for, then I can understand. Because unless you got alopecia or cancer or something like that, you shouldn't be wearing no wigs. And you shouldn't be wearing no weaves. It doesn't help. Okay? Like I said, either you cute or you're not. Okay? You could be bald-headed and you could have an afro, or you could have straight hair. Nobody really cares for real, but y'all. And the question is, why? Even white people will be more fascinated with your real hair. The brothers like the real hair. Who likes the fake hair? So it's like and then at the end of the day, All the money y'all spend on your hair, who's at the end of the day collecting the money? So yeah, somebody's working y'all with controls. Somebody is working a black woman with controls, and it sounds crazy, but it's if you step back and look at it, what the things that women say out their mouth, like here's a prime example. You if you're a good dude, not even if you're a good, girls don't know nothing about you, right? You just come up to a young lady and say, hey, can I talk to you for a minute? And it's like she sizes you up. And it used to be about how cute you were. It used to be like, okay, he's cute. Now it's something else. How much swag you got? What you got on your feet? They looking at your clothes. Because you got to spend money. You have to show them that you have a certain spending power. And let me say this for the record, because I know women get caught up. I'm not talking about everyone. I feel like I don't have to say that, but it's like, women get, not all women, yeah, all of y'all. All of y'all that wear the weaves is who I'm talking about. If you're a natural hair woman, chances are I'm not talking about you. Chances are. But I might be. So that's why I say all women. Because you can't really exclude in this state of emergency. All of us, including myself, all of us have to make a change to make a better tomorrow for the generation to come after us. So if you don't know why you're wearing the hair weave or you're not being honest, then that's a problem. And I'd say, from the looks of things, you wear the hair weave because you don't like your own hair. Just like that Uncle Tom, Cheryl Underwood said, nappy hair is nasty. Somewhere in your subconscious, that's what y'all believe. You think you ain't cute when you don't have your makeup, when you don't have that face on. You know what I mean? So underneath it all is somebody with low self-esteem. Now, what I'm trying to convey is that, some man loves that. Some man wants you to be natural. Some man will love you for who you are inside. But it's like you want me to love you for who you are, but who are you for real? You choose your men based off of nonsense. You're not putting no thought into why he's a good catch. I could sum it up like this. If a man is better than the woman, chances he has a way better shot. And when I mean better, I mean he can do things for the woman that she can't do for herself. So in her mind, he's better. He's better for me. Now, if you watch Coming to America, right? Coming to America illustrates why it's a changing of the guard, where it's two types of men out here. It's men who want you for, just to say they banged you, or you're just a trophy. And then there's another man who really loves you, who really likes your soul, who likes who you are. Now, nowadays, women will choose Daryl because he already established. And they might say, yeah, I like Akeem, he cool, but he a go herder. He work at McDowell's and he ain't got his shit together. So they're going to stick with Daryl and be miserable. That's what women are doing nowadays, because they basing a good man off of monetary things and that kind of nonsense. We have to, now, this is what women have to do. women have to take off all that. Just, take that mask off. Be real. Come outside tomorrow with your natural hair and maybe some lip gloss. That's it. Just do that. Humble yourself. That's the first step. And men, we have to really stop. If you are playing games, you have to stop playing it. You got to keep it all the way at being, especially when you're my age. You can't be in a relationship, and even though that's what they want, we can't give them that. Yeah, because women want that. It's like all the drama is created. It seems like because they want the drama. But men, you have to behave like men. I'm like, look, I'm seeing her, but I want to see you too. She ain't gonna ride with it. F it. That's too bad. You can't have them all. Because we spending too much time thinking about them instead of thinking about the cause. I look at other races, right? It seems to me, I could be wrong because I don't really study other races like that, but it just seems to me that when it comes to a man's sexual appetite, Asian men, Latino men, white men, they can get that their appetite satisfied a lot easier than black men can. And if a black man is quote unquote getting the chicks, is getting the women, chances are he a male bimbo. He don't know nothing else. Like, he know how to put a suit on, he know how to throw his shit on, but what else? He goofy. And that's what I'm saying. We under their spell. Because if I'm talking about, I study niggas. I know some dudes who can get chicks. They step into the club and they not famous or nothing. They ain't really, they regular niggas or whatever, but they got the gift of gab, man. I've been watching them like, yo. Then they come out. I mean, they know how to, they know how to finesse it. They know how to play the game. But after that, though, you try to break down something to them like a 9/11 conspiracy or anything was, you have to use some intelligence. They can't do it. I don't want to hear about that shit. Like Chris Rock was saying, I don't want to hear about that shit, nigga. Let's get at these hoes. They male bimbos for real. And see, we spending too much time thinking about them and what they like. It's time we start thinking about the kids and the grandkids and great grands and not necessarily just yours, because your society is the ones that's grooming your kids more so than the parents. When you go outside, your parents have, unless they own you, okay, your friends are going to really be a big influence, So what are the odds if society is messed up, like when your kids go outside and there's a lot of kids that's bad, the chances of your kid being good, very, very slim. So it's not just about your kid. And it's not about running away to the white community, because there's a whole nother can of worms when you get over there. And hey, you don't want your kid to be that guy. You know what I mean? that guy has it's a rough thing to be too white for the black kids and too black for the white kids. You never really fit in. That's a rough thing to do for kids, to do to kids. I think that's a form of child abuse for real. Because we don't live in a racially friendly America. I mean, yeah, you come into, you go to school, you work with white people, but and by and large, people are nice on the surface, okay? But it's when you're the only one and you naive to the game, it's a lot of mental shit that go along with that. And I didn't want my child to go through that. I don't want no black children to go. Just stay with your own where you can be comfortable. It ain't necessarily, racism doesn't have to be an evil thing. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be. It's only bad because one race has more than another. And we looking at them like, why they got everything? Well, they got everything because you ain't working for nothing. You ain't trying to put it together. So, and why you're not trying to put it together is because we spending too much time with the game. Outfoxing each other. You know what I mean? A dude to be like, yo, I'm a fuck with this one. I'm gonna fuck with Rashida and Keisha, and I'm gonna have Susan on the side. And then Rashida and Keisha gotta catch them. That's what we spend our time on. She spends a lot of time figuring out your passcode, going through your phone, and getting in the car, trying to find where you at. Listen, let's stop with that and let's start thinking about some real issues. Because as soon as something happens, we always up in arms about, racism. Man, we got to be proactive, man. We can't be reactionary. That shit is played out. So, yeah, that's basically what the podcast is trying to build on. Solutions. Now, when it comes to, black men and black women, that dynamic has to change. We have to we have to really think long and hard about what we want and how we're going to get there. Because the way I see it, the way it's going, it's only getting worse and worse and worse. Like, black women not even getting married, but they still having babies. Now, how does that help? How does that help? And then we got this baby mama drama stuff with the family court. How does that help the cause? We digging ourselves into a deeper hole. Because now the kid grow up, he pretty much estranged from his father and his father's side of the family. Or even if he's not, the father got to go above and beyond. It's like he got to go above and beyond just to be a good dad. And then, again, it's not a blame game. I don't know who was the cause of why you can't get together after you have the kid. I'm not even want to go there. What I'm saying is, we all got to be careful about getting pregnant. Okay? And it's not the cool shit to get pregnant out of wedlock. You're supposed to be looking at her, because it used to be against the rules back in the day. You had to send little bastard kids down south. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta get married. See, marriage is an institution that it's Western like nonsense, but I understand the rationale behind it. See, in our community, the reason why it's hard for us to thrive is because there ain't enough love in our community. your parents are not in love, right? So you grow up not really knowing what love is, not really understanding it. So you don't love the person you with. Then you don't love your homies. You know what I mean? It's no love there. That's why it's easy for us to kill one another or get into a relationship and mislead a young lady and make her think she's the only one and then come to find out she's not. You know, it's easy for us to do these types of things, to want to be slicksters and sly with each other. We always trying to get over on each other. How does that help? At the end of the day, all right, you burnt me. How does that help the cause? All right, yeah, you got away. You know what I mean? You cheated on her. Okay. And you ain't get caught. All right, good. How does that help? See, it's teaching everybody how to be liars and be slicksters. And we can't even trust one another. See, on when I hear like a couple of my female friends talk about how they want a man got to have a certain dollar amount. You know what that is? Because they slicksters. It's being slick because they want to spend your money, black man, and save theirs. In case they break up, I came up a little bit. You know what I mean? That's what we doing when we are with one another. We are trying to outfox each other. And it's too much of our mental capacity focused on that kind of nonsense. And then the question becomes, why? First, how did we get there? And why are we there still? Because somebody's under a spell. And the reason why I say the black woman is under their spell and we're under it, because that's the domino effect. When we see a woman, she has all the power. Like the initial, oh, damn, look at her, I'm going to go get her. At that juncture, you have all the power because you can say yes or you can say no. All men do is hand out their resume. Hey, this is why you should be with me, sis. And she could read it and be like, all right, I choose you. Now, it's power shifts in relationships, but the initial power always goes to the woman. In other words, let's rewind the clock. Let's say you're in high school, right? And a young boy comes up to you and says, excuse me, sis, can I talk to you for a minute? And your reply would be, sure. What kind of grades you get? What do you want to be when you grow up? Man, I'm struggling. Well, you know what? I can't fuck with you then. If that's the criteria, by now, you have more smart men out here. If nerdy dudes was the sexy shit to black women, our whole community would change. That's why I say women had the power. Now, when you go back to the crack era, okay, when dudes was out here getting money, what did the dudes spend the money on? So here you got all this money. They say money brings power, right? All right, so you getting money. Some dudes making $5,000-$6,000 a night at the crack spot, putting your life on the line because there's wolves everywhere. Right? You're getting all this money, and what you do with it? You wanted to impress the ladies. At the end of the day, that's all the coke and the crack money bought was sex. And a whole lot of babies out of wedlock. That's why, none of the houses got fixed up. I'm talking, not just in Philadelphia, I'm talking about this is coast to coast. Wherever you see the hood, right? You see it's the same wreckage from coast to coast. To me, that's a plan. Somebody did that. Somebody orchestrated that on purpose. Nobody took their drug money and built an industry. Nobody took their drug money and built something. Yeah, so a couple of dudes took drug money and said, I'm going to get into entertainment. But even in entertainment, we're losing. And it's like, we not focused on building. So even when you get money, you don't know what to do with it. You look at Las Vegas. This is what other criminals do. They build an Atlantic City. They build a Las Vegas. They get into the truckers union. They infiltrate the garbage industry and construction. They can't just be a crack dealer for the rest of their life. You know what I'm saying? Some law firm started. Some law firms or some of these big companies, you never know, had a shady background in the beginning. But you'll never know. But not blacks, because blacks are just career drug dealers, stick-up kids. Because you know why? We're comfortable just impressing the black woman. Come on, babe, we going to Del Frisco's, we out. Or, and she's impressed by that. Come get in my whip. You pull up on the scene, got the little, come on, get in. You got her. She don't care. And that's the problem, okay? That's the problem. So that's why I say the black woman is under the spell, okay? You could argue all day like that's not true or whatever, but just give it some thought. Because I know one thing, you ain't give it as much thought as I did, okay? So you can say it's not true all you want. Just change the behavior. All of us. I know I changed my behavior. When I come at women, it's all cards on the table. This is what I'm trying to do. And tell me what we could do where we both can win. We both could be happy. I'm not really with the games and the deception and all of that. That's corny. Because I know one thing. Women ain't about that love shit. So, yeah, but I know I'm a man. I still got needs that they got to get met. So, and I'm not going to come up with no clever lines. I'm not trying to impress you. Nope. I'm not going out my way for that. No, I'm done with that. No, I'm not doing that. That's me, though. But I think all men should have that approach. She want to be dumb? She could be dumb by herself. Okay? I think we got to stand up and we got to change that dynamic. So, yeah, that's just what it is. Now, other theories I have, about the flat earth and blacks, like the slave trade not being what they tell us it is. I'm gonna go into that on another podcast. Y'all not really ready for that yet. You know what I'm saying? You can't even get this little part done. I wanna expand on these subjects, but I don't think people really people ain't ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all posted this thing on my Facebook page yesterday, like the moon, right? And why was, like I said, this was the daytime sky. So why we can't see the whole moon in the daytime sky? And people can't figure it out. And you just want to believe what they tell us. And I'm gonna say this: the Earth is flat, okay, and it's stationary, okay. Now, the sun and the moon revolve around the Earth, okay. That's a fact. Whether you believe it or not is a different story. Now, why that's important is they lie to us about everything. Not some things, but everything. The only thing that's probably not a lie is simple mathematics and biology and chemistry. Okay? But everything else is a lie. Now, this is what we have to make our kids understand. Like, we sending them to school and they getting good grades and we rewarding them. But all the schools are doing, no matter what school you go to, because they all teach the same nonsense. Okay? We have to understand that everything is a lie. Never been to the moon. We've never been to outer space. Okay? There ain't no satellites. There ain't no nuclear weapons. Never been dinosaurs. All that's propaganda. It's nonsense. Now, on a later podcast, if y'all want to know, okay, because I'm not going to go into details, and if you don't want to know, so this is just for people who want to know, okay, if you care to know how I come to these realizations, and I'll explain it. You know, it's years and years and years of research. Now, no, I didn't go to college. Okay, so I'm gonna put that out there. Nope, I did. I mean, I went to college, but I ain't finished. So I don't have the stuff I talk about. I don't have no degree in. So I don't have no credentials. If you a credential whore, because I know some people are like, well, you know, I'm still a scientist. You know, I'm still a philosopher, and I don't need a university's certificate to say that I am. Okay, so I got it all figured out, and I'm just trying to D y'all up so you can explain it to your kids. Okay? This is all this world we living in America, and it's all smoke and mirrors. And we had to stop buying into some of this nonsense. Like, and just to give you an example, this is stuff you can research. This is how you know we never been to space, because they said space is a vacuum, right? Now, the human body is under a tremendous amount of pressure. You don't feel it because it's pressure from all angles. Okay? Now, think about this. Think about you underwater and you blow some bubbles. The bubbles never pop while they're underwater, because that pressure keeps that air pocket intact. Once it comes up to the surface, then it pops. We're under the same, our bodies are under the same type of pressure. Okay? If we get out in the outer space, there is no pressure holding our bodies intact. Right? So we get in the outer space, if there was even an outer space. But if we were to get into the vacuum of space, we pop like bubbles. Pop. Our bodies want to expand, and it's the pressure that's keeping everything intact. Okay? If it ain't this pressure that's keeping us intact, then we're going to explode. Okay? That's science, and you can research that. Now, once you conclude that fact, and you look at it like, well, why are they saying we went to the moon? Why are they saying all of these things? Why are they saying that the moon is something we can actually land on in the first place? Why are they saying that dinosaurs existed? Well, they saying all of that. Just it's a systematic breakdown of your spirituality. See, you thinking man is conquering God-like things. Okay? But we're not. We don't know anything. We more ignorant today than we were thousands and thousands of years ago. We don't know anything. And although they got gadgets like cell phones and the way I'm able to talk to you from my home and put it out to the world by myself, yeah, that's technology. Yeah, that's an enhancement in technology, but that's not like God. That's not God like what they think, and they're going into outer space and exploring space. Nah, you don't know what it is. You don't know what's all right. First of all, the Bible says it's a dome over the earth. You can't call yourself a Christian if you don't believe that. That's in Genesis. Okay? And it's like these people, the devil worshipers out here, are manipulating our minds and our spirits. Okay, with this nonsense that they teach us. They indoctrinate us into what we what we believe now. Like, and people believe. Okay, nobody's doing the research. So when I say the earth is flat, I don't believe that. But you ain't do the research. So how you even have an opinion? And if you don't care, then you say you don't care. But you can't disagree. You can't have an opinion until you go do the research. That goes with anything. I'm saying it because I did the research. When it comes to the slave trade, that's all about white supremacy. Now, I had to wrap my mind around this, but I really gave it some thought. They're going to actually go into Africa and steal millions of people and bring them here and get them to work. Oh, man, they some tough motherfuckers. Oh, yeah, they gangsters. But are they, though? I don't think so. Nah, I think it's all about lies and deceit. How you become a slave, it's not necessarily whips and chains. It's not, yo, you a slave. Nah, it's some other type of thing that they did back then. Okay? It's and I'm only going to stay on this. I'm going to do this real briefly. Okay? Because I know this is a touchy subject and people ain't ready for this yet. But the quote unquote African American is a Native American. Yeah, we were here. We are technically from Africa, but when the Pilgrims and the white man got here, we was already here. They didn't go into Africa and bring us here. We were already here. Some of the customs that the Native Americans subscribe to are African customs. So we are already here. And this is what I think happened. This is my personal opinion. Okay. It's all about sabotage. See, they give you some truths about the smallpox and all that. So yeah, I believe there's a lot of crop burning, a lot of livestock killing and all of that. After they got their shit set up, then they go out and they, burn their crops, whatever, poison them. And then how are they going to eat? How are they going to survive? Then they say, well, come on over here. I'm going to help y'all out. Because I got livestock. I got seeds and, but I need help. Come work my field and I'll feed y'all. We can work together. That's how slavery started. Yo, I'm going to give you X amount of land and I'm going to give you X amount of seeds and all that. But help me work my field for 5 years. And then I'm going to set you up with your joint. Bet, all right, that's a deal. But then, they pretend like ain't enough food to go around. So they got to ration the food out. But only people in the big house ate good. So then you might see somebody steal some bread or steal some chickens. So what's the punishment? Because there wasn't no jails back then. All right, so now you got to work my field for 20 years. And then, nah, fuck that. So then somebody try to escape. Then you whip them. Then, no, now you stay here forever. It's a punishment. It's the same scenario with people that go to jail today. It's the same dynamic. See? Nothing changes. When you think about people in Rikers Island and Holmesburg and all these prisons around the United States, are you calling them slaves? Nah, you like, yo, they did something, they did a crime, and they had to pay the price. You know, and look at you. You report to a job, you eating and sleeping, hey, it's cool, right? It's the same thing. Ain't nothing changed. See, and we're taught that they went and conquered us. That's not the case. So now, subconsciously, it put them higher up in our minds than they should be. So that's these things that I'm talking about on the Solution Podcast is really to get people to elevate your consciousness. Basically, that's what we all need to do. We can't believe the hype. Okay? And like I was telling my friends, okay, when they say, you got to adapt to the times, that's bullshit. That's lulling you to sleep. That's bullshit. You have to have a moral compass, and you have to consistently go that way. Consistently. What our morals are based on what they say is moral, and not what we say is moral. So in other words, pharmaceutical companies can sell drugs, but you can't sell drugs in the street. You could be addicted to painkillers and shit, but you can't be addicted to crack and heroin and coke. You could be addicted to cigarettes and alcohol, though. See, it's the next time there's I guess an epidemic to that, you gotta think black first. That was my initial movement that I was trying to get established. It's like, yo, if you're black first, if you're a black person before you're a male or a female, before you're a Christian or a Muslim, you black first. Okay? Have that mentality. And then you feel like it's a connection. It's something that connects us all as opposed to dividing us. Because I don't give a fuck where you from. I don't care what God you believe in. Your skin like mine. Because honestly, that's what America basically, like, they're not saying, oh, looking down from the block and saying, that's a Muslim or that's a Christian bull, get him. They say, no, it's a black man. It's a black woman. That dynamic between the cops and the blacks, that ain't never changed. So you gotta be black first, because then, even the blacks in the army and the blacks in the police department gotta be black first. Yo, black men who join the police force seem to be blue first. Dudes put that they put their hood first. Yo, I'm from 54th Street. You know what I'm saying? That's first. No. So because I'm from 54th Street and you from 58th Street, and we got beef. Because see, we need to put black first. Okay? That way, if you black and you see another black man, it's positive, not negative. And that's the tie that binds us all together. so we won't be fighting and beefing one another, and we'll treat each other with a lot of respect. So, yeah, that's my little lecture for tonight. And next week I'll go back to normal. I have some guests on here, and we could chop it up. And I just wanted to give everybody a little insight on why I'm doing what I'm doing, and hopefully y'all have a better understanding. If anybody got any questions about what I discussed tonight, you want me to go a little deeper, I can. You know what I'm saying? But I want y'all to understand something, that we all have to elevate our consciousness. Money is only activated by our belief in it. We don't have anything backing up our money. We're just a human resource. So what I mean by that is there's nothing that we can trade. Like, we don't make cars, so we can't trade. So, like the Japanese could trade Toyotas for Fords. You know what I'm saying? Like, they built something that they could put a price tag on. The black man has nothing like that. Other than, we could shuck and jive a little bit, and we could, say some clever rhymes. But other than that, we're not building an industry. It's nothing we could really it's nothing we could trade. If money didn't exist and you had to go to the market and you wanted to get food, and they said, well, what do you bring? What does the black man bring? He'd have to go in there and say, yo, I could work for you. We got anything, you need anything that need fixing around here? That's the only thing. Or you want me to sing you a song? That's the only thing black men bring to the table. So that's what we need to be working on. All of us. And we need to start with our children and our children's children. All right, first we got to recognize we messed up. Okay? The people in the past, let's just say they in the past, but us right now, we got to acknowledge the fact that we messed up. And we're messing in the process of messing up our children. But we can fix it. Just acknowledging what we're doing wrong. And yeah, stop wearing the hair weaves. Just stop. It doesn't add any beauty. Just stop it. And dudes, y'all gotta stop lying to these chicks. Let's just stop that. Cold turkey. Let's just stop with the lying. And if she don't want to give us no love, fine. But we can't be racking our minds, our brains on how to get chicks. Elevate your consciousness. We all, it should be a love fest in the black community. It should be. And we need to start thinking about why it's not. Because every time somebody got something to say on social media or what have you, or on a rap song, it's all about the haters. I can have haters, but I'll never know because I don't acknowledge the hate. I love the love. You know what I'm saying? Let's just focus on the love. I'm focused on who loves me. Okay? And I reciprocate the love to the people who love me. That's all we gotta do. Okay, so again, back on it. So next week, we'll get back on to some other shit. And I hope y'all, you continue to listen. And hopefully y'all add something, Oh, by the way, I wanna in the future, sometime down the road, I wanna start like an investment club. We all put up twos and fews, ain't nothing major. Whatever you can spare, $5, $10. Everything's gonna be open. Nobody scamming nobody. You put the money up. We invest in some companies or whatever, and Now, this ain't for us, so it ain't nothing that we may not benefit personally. This is just for the next generation. So we could possibly buy stocks or open like a corner store like the Poppies do, right? But let's say the Poppy store, the community owns it. So all the profits kick back into the community. That way you can fund a school that won't have to be under the yoke of global white supremacy. That's just one option. Or we could open up some daycares and some camps for the summertime, so these kids won't be out here wild and crazy in the summertime, disturbing the peace. So now it's time to, stop so much of this talking and start, walking. So I want everybody to have a blessed night. And for those who are watching or whatever, thanks for watching, and have a great night.
No differences between me and you. I bleed red. You bleed green. What you been building for us?